Well, g'day viewers, I'm at this van here. I recently just went to shift it. I went for a little drive and all that sort of stuff. I warmed up. Not on the damn sudden, this damn thing just started flooding out of nowhere. Now it's done this problem before. I don't know what the hell is causing it, but there's a little valve assembly here. Apparently that can go bad. I've checked all that and it seems fine. But yeah, I checked it, like blocked nozzles and all that sort of thing that would normally cause it to get stuck open and flood. Checked all that, cleaned it, put it all back together, and worked fine for a bit. The engine idled okay, the choke worked good. A couple of, I don't know, it was pretty, before I started making the first video on this van, so a couple of months back it was running fine. And then the problems come back. So what it does, I'll just give it a start here. I got the fuel pump disconnected, because when it's trying to idle at a normal speed, it just keeps overfilling and flooding the engine. That's supposed to compensate to keep the engine idling, and that's not supposed to be flooding. So I don't know what the hell's up with that. I've got 15 minutes of battery here, so I've got to be careful how long the video is. No fuel pump, I should start fine. I've already run it hard, the fuel pump on, and blocked that little, this little thumb over that. If I block that in my thumb, it stops flooding and it runs fine. If I let go of it, the fuel just comes gushing out and flooding the engine. I don't know if it's the assembly in here or the choke, which is over this half of the carb, has gotten all bad or what, but it's got me puzzled. I got a paper with it, it's got like an explosion diagram of how to pull it apart and that. I've actually pulled it apart once, checked everything, and everything in there seems fine. All the jets are all fine, everything. So it's got me stuffed of why the hell it's flooding. So happy you guys out there, or someone who knows these carburetors can help me. It's a Mitsubishi carburetor. Model is M1103. It's obviously one of those Japanese carburetors. Put the fuel pump back on. What's here? After a while, when it fills up the bowls again, they will start flooding. I don't know why it does this. There you go. Flooded. Why the hell is it doing that? In order to stop that, I have to run this, the fuel pump disconnected to try and stop the engine from flooding, because when it floods it's an absolute bastard to start. So I'll try and start it again with no fuel pump to get the flooded fuel out. That's how it's supposed to run. With the fuel pump connected, that's how it's supposed to run. But when it's idling like that and the fuel pump's on, this thing just goes berserk and floods everything. It's a pain in the ass. I just cannot figure out why it's doing that. So you guys out there who knows these carburetors can help me. It'd be greatly appreciated. So I can run it normally, but when I connect the fuel pump back up, I have to hold it above 4,000 RPM, about in this range here, fluctuate it between here and here, to keep the engine from choking and flooding itself. So yeah, I have to do what I just did, run the engine with this off, let it idle, then turn it off, because otherwise the next time when I go to start it, it's really hard to start. So it's definitely a carburetor problem here. So I'm even filming this off a HD camcorder so you can see what the hell I'm doing easier. So there's a more close up of the carby. It's obviously one of those ones that you can't pull bits off, where these are all now you got these all, you have to drill them out to get the needle jets and adjust everything, one of those carburetors. I think that's the model there. Come on, camera, focus. It's M1103. I don't know if that's the model number or what. Made by Mitsubishi, obviously. It's one of those popular little Mitsubishi engine, Magna's used them, all those sorts of automotive carburetors. Just, I don't know what the hell's going on, it just got me stuffed. Here's the explosion diagram to it. That little bit there, I've taken all this little part here out, which is the diaphragm and everything, which is in this part here. Everything in there works fine. So I cannot find out what the hell is going on with this thing. I don't know if there's like an electronic valve or something that shuts that off deep within the carburetor. I don't know if something's gone bad or... I don't know. I did fix a problem. That thing did stop flooding once, but I had to disconnect the fuel pump like this and run it dry. and then re-prime it again with a fuel pump, and it fixed it. But now it's that problem has come back again. When the engine runs at 2000 RPM, which is choke, cold run, it runs fine. But when you just start warming up, that little thing there just goes crazy and starts flooding the engine. I can put my finger over it like I just did, hold it, and the engine will run fine. The fuel pump can keep running and she'll never flood. As soon as I let go of it, the fuel just starts gushing out and that's it. The engine floods. So yeah, that's got me puzzled. That's the only thing wrong with this van, is this problem here. It's got me puzzled. So, any of you guys have any suggestions, and yeah, many help is greatly appreciated. That's the other explosion diagram, although I've taken it apart down to this part, this much of it. All the little jets and things, I've checked all the jets, everything seems fine. All the seats are fine, everything, the float works, everything works just as well as it's intended to, and it still does its flooding issue. So yeah, it's just an absolute bugger to start once it floods. So yeah. Another thing I forgot to mention, an important thing I didn't mention, this is a pollution thing in here. It captures all your emissions and stuff and recirculates it. Now upon blocking this little friggin' outlet here, upon blocking that while it's running idling, it's fine. But having done that, it's going out this hose, it's bypassed from there, out this hose, filling this little pollution chamber up in here, overfilling it, the fuel's just pouring out of the damn thing. So blocking that stops the engine flooding, but this is another problem. This fills this pollution, that what do you call it, the bloody vapour, pollution vapour thing here. Oh, take me time, I can't remember right now, but that fills up with fuel, which is pretty damn strange for that to happen. It overflows, and there it is all there, poured on the ground. So fine, the engine's not running, no flooding, but as soon as I start it, that'll start pouring out fuel. So what's not coming out of that is going out on the ground. So there you go, have a flood. That's it. It's not stopping. That should cut off altogether, but will not come out of that either. And engine should run fine. So there's some sort of valve that cuts it off when the fuel's bowl's full, and let the engine idle and not flood. So must be something like that in there, that part of the choke mechanism. It must hit something like a float, cut that off at the right fuel level, and keep a constant level of fuel in the carburetor. But some sort of fuel level valve or something is not working, and it's just overfilling like crazy, and that's going. And as I said, upon blocking that to stop the flooding in the redneck way, I'll call it, goes out this hose, it comes out there instead. So I'm not really doing anything to quickly diagnose a problem by blocking that. It's just going straight out of here instead on the ground, which is a little, the air filters under there, and there's a little pollution vapor tank thingy, and that's overflowing with petrol. So yeah, so that flooding is an absolute nuisance. So just thought I might add that. So yeah, thank you for watching.